my angelic light source has come and sat next to me, afraid that I would be letting my mind kill me, which I don't take that personally because that's just the way the mind is um, designed. Unfortunately, it's a terrible, weird thing that's here. It's terrible. However, we got entangled with it, where we have one of these potentially that would wipe us out if we let it take over. And the awareness doesn't let that happen. Awareness would take over that. But if awareness is put into the mind and you think you're the mind, it will definitely take you out. I see it's really hard to get out of the matrix that is created by mind, say by harness of mind, which is most of the world, all of it out there. For somehow it's a serious enough disease or um, harness whatever has the human organism riding on rubber tires and walking on rubber shoes, and also, on driving on their roads, just playing their, what am I saying, there? What is it? Well, we would like to think that human beings are doing all of this stuff, like, flying planes and creating cell phones and what else? That a lot of stuff we've done, so-called we've, which it could be just us being downloaded with stuff, and we're being trained also to do a certain thing. See, ultimately, the mega ideas like our cell phone here and a lot of other things, most all, people don't think about it. It's like it's been channeled. It was channeled in. You received it by what? Well, there could be other life forms on the planet. I mean, in in the galaxy, if not just over there on Venus or Mercury or Mars. We don't really know. If you caught on to my last video that my hair is doing a little better in, it's amazing how I do my hair every morning. I just go like this and then it gets better. Depends on your aura and like if your vortex and what you celebrate communicatively. Then your hair will start to arrange and say, "Excuse me, you're on to it." Your hair is connected to the air. Not that you'll ever find the word air in the word hair. No, it's really hard to do that. So it doesn't relate. You can't relate it by looking at it, but it is. It's there's the air is it's well, if you notice the word air, there's AI, but the R says switch it up, baby. I am. I am God. Okay. Thank you. You can go synthetic. And I'm not talking about dyeing your hair, but yet a lot of people do it, and I just get so turned off. I love when natural look. I love natural looking people. Believe it or not, I think it's God. Go down into where I live, called Hemet. It's a freak show, but I appreciate. Not really. It's hard to look at bad geometry. It's hard to listen to bad geometry. It's hard to eat bad geometry. You will get a little bit ill. You can get sick. Sorry. It's akin to saying that, well, enough, like if you're fed enough bullshit and none of the truth comes into you, you're going to get, you're going to you're going to know you're missing something, malnourished. And, and, yeah, you'll get off kilter, off geometry. See, these things might not have ever been explained this clearly, but it's like, that's why you don't want to do half of the stuff that everybody's doing that fucks with the, like the, say GMO, genetically modified organism. What it is they just put something foreign in there in the natural resonance, really the cellular structure. And now it has something totally foreign in there, and it does not resonate. There's something called resonating. I would love to demonstrate it, I don't have an acoustic guitar on me. An acoustic guitar is the best way, but see, I can activate each string. Any musician can that can sing. Anybody can that can sing. You sing on the note of the string. Sing it with all of your. See, the E resonation is your heart. It'll send out a color too. It'll vibrate that string. It'll just start. It'll. It's like it's been struck, and then you go over there, and it's like it's been struck. You're like, it's like ah. You're like, that's called resonation, and it's because of that 528 hertz in the air. It's not a bad thing. And musicians or anybody who has been working with real musicians, that they work with tones in the air, vibrational frequencies. We notice, like, of course, everybody knows, oh, sing in the shower, sing in the shower, because the way that it echoes and stuff. But so if you really get into it, you'll notice that there is a certain tone you can hit there that vibrates the entire place. It's like, not you hear that? You can do it just a little bit too. It's like, and it goes. So I heard that the pyramids are like that, right? The pyramids, you can go there and you can hit that tone of the pyramid. Woo! I would love to go there and take part of that. Part of that. There's this astrologer named Heather Ensworth, and she apparently is able to, I guess, if you have money enough, and that's, of course you do. So I was thinking, like, do I sell out and go to the pyramid finally, and then go drop dead in the dirt somewhere, and where people are really figuring out how to live still? It's like, how do we live here in this amongst this shrapnel and war? Something keeps saying, no, live this way. That's you. Not really. It's like a word, and just complete projection if you think about it, especially for the chillins. It's weird. Like, how much information do you think you really have on me based on that black and white thing in the beginning? It's there it is. They diligently keep, and they do have medical record, right? They have your educational record, right? They try to get your financial record, right? They try to get all these record. Because I say because stay away from the medical. That's fraud. It kind of is. It starts with your. Now we're getting into comedy horror. Dental. It starts with your dentists. You have to get dents first, then you can get doctored up, because you'll have diseases later on. For us, my generation, I hate to remind you people, it was in the 70s. They might have targeted people, and so I still have fillings in my mouth. For my teeth were so rotten by the time I was 11 or 12, or when was it? More like 9. That they make sure they put these fillings in our mouth, is those amalgam fillings, where it's like none of us had any cavities so fucking hard that now all of them have fucking all of them have. It's like, oh really? My teeth were so decayed, huh? No, those people are being paid big money, right? Be a dentist. You can hardly be a dentist. Gets paid big money, but you can become a dentist assistant, a dental assistant, this a dental assistant, in case you're absolutely fucking psycho insane. Who the fuck can stand there and look at that shit? First off, get your dents, put your dents in, and then your doctors will be there, because each and every tooth is hooked into an organ. Chinese medicine says this. Your teeth are hooked into all the organs in your body and every bit of your health, and nerve-wise, and it kind of crosses over like this, and it goes like this. It's kind of a trip. I felt it. If you feel your body, you can kind of feel it. Congratulations if you didn't fall succumb to that system that I'm telling you, it's a hit and miss, and I would dare say big money is what either protects you or no, not really. No, Not really. See, it's your mentality. Like, are you living fearful enough that says, you see, the system says, oh, you got to do this. No, I mean, you should have checkup. You should have a checkup, and really, there isn't a concern at all. Are they getting the right nutrients? Are they getting? See, if you see, the thing about fluoride is, it's not necessarily right away when in your system, but although it does cause depth perception, uh, poor depth perception, it turns it way upside down and backwards. It's what I mean is, yeah, it causes them to be timid, and so then you have, because of the now the poor depth perception is amplified. That's what happens when you take fluoride. In the moment you take it, this is you. But then the benefits that the government has, why they have you brushing it with it, is because your children will come out with all kinds of weird things. If you happen to try to reproduce with it, you have that, particularly the woman, right? But trying to incubate things up and hit and miss, and she could be doused down, and yeah, get your vaccine full of that shit too. It's there. It's what I'm talking about. I hate to, we have tomorrow. I think is, let's look at where the sun is. The sun is going to square Pluto. It's going to square Pluto, the first Pluto square since Pluto's been in Aquarius, and the Pluto's, it's a square. Yeah, sorry. I think I talked about the conjunction the other day. And no, I talked about it in the right way. Anyway, let's look at it, you guys. See, I'm a Plutonian person as well as a Sun Pluto person. That means I have an aspect with Pluto and it's conjunct. See, I'll always mention the conjunction rather than the square. See, I have, it's just I have to do Pluto. My Sun is infused, so it's the same as saying whatever that Pluto rules over there. It's Scorpio, and then I have Mars conjunct Sun. Pluto is right in the middle, and I have Sun and yeah, Sun, Pluto, Mars. So my Sun is infused with Mars and Pluto, so it's like Scorpios, Sun and Scorpios. Wish that I had that they were this type of real live Scorpio. Kind of sneaky. That's the way astrology is, though, and it's infused. It's a powerhouse. You would not know what I'm really up to. Just look up what Mars and Pluto is up to. From Scorpio, hello. Do you like your Halloween? No, it's weird. Getting back to now, it's kind of like Halloween. What is the subject matter where you want, Shauna? I had to cut it off because it's like, you don't want to talk about it, babe. But here it is on the 22nd. It's going to hit an exact square. But see, what's so weird is that Jupiter is doing this miraculous trine with Uranus at the same exact time, and it happens to do this auspicious. See, I think this is an accurate book, more so than what the astrologers are using, and they're also not very aware. I could tell. I dialed in on the Mars conjunct earlier. If you look at it, and they're all catching up right now. And they're like, oh, and by the way, the Sun is going to square Pluto. It's the first like hammering of truth time for people, and it comes in the form probably of, hey, I'm fine telling you about how. When I was just cutting it off because a lot of people are like, would you please? You are such a negative person. No, I'm not negative. It's called healthy. Healthy, and it's not unhealthy. You're trying to tell me that I'm unhealthy. That's what you really mean when you mean negative or positive. You're trying to say unhealthy or healthy. See, a healthy person is holding on to both negative and positive like a fucking light bulb, and they're grounded and they're like, just a minute, I'm being used. God has me. You wouldn't be able to see shit without that connection, hon. How do you like this sermon? I could be your only darn hope for sanity. Whatever that is. Back to, I love Pluto. I'm Plutonian, and then we have it's interesting. We've never experienced this in our whole entire 246 years of our lives. It's a rearrangement. See, as an intuitive astrologer myself, I know what's happening. There's a 40-year process that the organism is going through. It's generational, and right now there's a as well as generational, babe, we are connected to an alive cosmos, the universe. We still don't know where we are. Well, all I know, and I'll tell you right now, we are not just a speck. No, you are the center of the universe. As they talk about spheres a lot, atmosphere, hemispheres. So if it's a sphere, any point on a sphere, wherever you are, and that's where you are, I mean, if you go back to the center, you're going back to God, right? There's God. Any point on the sphere is always aligned 0 point to the center. I what part of one do we not understand when we say we are one with the universe? I was waving at Superman over there. Back to good old, mercy on people that aren't. See, we talk about it, us astrologers. We say, well, the ones of less higher consciousness, they're not purely aware. They're not. Are you doing any kind of practice of cleansing yourself? Like, do you really drink and eat the Kool-Aid? Or, I mean, the fluoride and all the, yeah, are you still really doing the lower vibrational frequency things that keeps you kind of always just, you're never going to, it's not really communicating either. Nobody's communicating. And now we have this square coming up. Watch the power trippers start to, is there a big power tripping thing going on in your life about things? If it's not exactly aspecting you, you can see it and just go, whatever, I'll go take care of my life over here. But otherwise, there's people trying to, most likely now, because it's Taurus and Aquarius, money, and let's talk about our, whatever Pluto's doing in Aquarius, like whatever we think we're doing is humanity. Money. Money choking off humanity, yeah. Money inside of a web that everybody's like, oh, I can't move. No, I can't move because you can't move. You can't move. Fuck your movement. No, I've never fucking even cared. Did you see my 3 videos here? But I'm trying to do good old fucking Pluto sun astrology right now and see what I can't believe, what I can't resist is what I'm going to just focus on, babes, is you have to focus on your creative life. That's been my life the whole time. Big Daddy isn't going to come around and throw pennies at you and give you all the luxuries and make you feel worth anything that way. You feel worth something by doing something worth a damn that later on you look at it and say, you know what, I did that and it feels good. It really is like, did you get your wood packed in? You better start now because it's going to be wintertime next wintertime. Some people, it's like, if can you even think about it? Maybe in 3 months you can get to it, huh? No. Thinking about it will never get you anywhere. Nope. You better focus and fucking go. Just do it, is what the Aries says. Just do it. Focus. Execute. Notice I never said the word goal. Goal. Nah. Focus. Hypnotize yourself. Execute. Focus. Find the target. Hit it. Keep doing it. It's not a mystery. It's most likely, see, I've been holding steady here, and I know how. It's a skill, but pretty soon you're hypnotizing yourself, and it's like, this is like the back of my hand doing this. And other people are like, what did you do? And I was like, well, I just lit a fire, and I stayed warm. That's what I did during all the snows, and I was like, finally, it snowed 5 feet. Last year, talk about this here on Pluto Square. Hi, I'm happy to be here. I'm a Plutonian person, let alone sun. Hi. And when the sun conjuncts Pluto, it's sneaky because now the sun, hi, has taken the red pill. It's like, you have no idea that I am a witch. The witch, babe, the witch is the truth. It's the poison for the fake. And then it's that, and it's the beauty. It's the beauty of all creation of creation. It's God. If you just get past that mask that the fake are afraid of, they see the fake. It's like you don't qualify. You're just going to see a mask that terrorizes you, and that's a problem because you have to get past it by saying, no, I see the truth and I love you. I love the truth. Then the witch takes off the mask and say, all in a day's work. Look at this. This is your garden. Woo! Better look at it. And like, talk about one flying over the cuckoo's nest. I feel like I have done that a while ago, and I think I'm already, I'm just waiting for it to process out. I know that I could probably drop a seed that changes this fucking place for the better. It's needed, as well as other people will be doing this, and I'm doing the best I can with just being who I am, and I know that this medium right here, you're supposed to be on here doing, if anything, you start out with doing your own self-therapy. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. What are you doing? Does it bum you out? Do you not like what you see? That's fine. Then it's then there's tons that we will always see that, babes. Would you please smile? Smile. Smile at yourself and go deep within and know the strength that you are that has gotten you this far right now. And press record. See, your tendency isn't really gonna start talking about how you fell and that you can't get up or something. It's more like, you know what, I've gotten up so many times and I've been here before. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. See, it's complex because it's not always money that's going to save you. It's not always the same thing that you've always fell back on to save you that didn't save you in the first place. Really, it's just, you need to find out. You only have so much time here. A lot of the things you've chased after that they have you doing, that the program merely has you going on, right? Just things that you just thought that was yours, right? Um, we have to bust through that. That's where we are right now. With being up in the air, see, we know we have this sun square Pluto, but see, Pluto is Scorpio ruled, but really it's, we don't really know about Pluto, but it is Scorpio ruled. They switched it over from being Mars ruled Scorpio to Pluto ruled. Otherwise, Mars, see, because Mars is in transit to conjunct Neptune. And that's a big, 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 big. I'm telling you, just watch out for the power grabbing and then the gaslighting. I mean, on the man's side, see the mankind thing, which doesn't have their leader together, and they're all walking around in a goddamn fog, doing the monetary system that keeps everybody mentally imprisoned. And if you really go like this, it's all over like, well, you just really wanted a glass of water and some food? Other than that, you could really, there is something in the air that, like this, that can say, contraire, mon frère, but you can't, you have to look at it. I said, contraire, mon frère. But you have to look at it directly in the face. That's what Pluto and the Sun square is trying to do. The square mainly says, but see, this is the thing. If you remember, we entered the very first entrance of Pluto into Aquarius for the spell that it's in now, which is, God, it's such a beautiful primer, because what happened was, remember, the sun came and said, hi, Pluto and Capricorn, and they both winked at each other, and they both stepped into, so this sun, They both stepped into Aquarius. So this sun kiss from Neptune again, but a square that says, now do you see? Now do you see? Because no, it's a square, but there's a point there. There's a sharp, a sharp. What are we going to do? Let it pass, 3 days in, 3 days out. We have a beautiful, beautiful Jupiter conjunct Uranus. See, there can be a breakthrough that is so heavy duty that if the powers that be, if something new, which they do, they look at it and they say, no, we can't let this happen. And they do something, right? And they announce it over the TV and say, lower vibrational frequency, be fear, 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 fear. Don't you dare realize your wealth here by having seen the truth. More and more. But the thing is that they can't keep doing that. That's what I see about this with this. That's what's in the sky. And then when you have Mars, which is steadily going through Pisces, it's like, I'm still dreaming. By the time Mars wakes up, Huns, moving into Aries in its home sign, which is the sign, if I'm sorry. I hope you stocked up on plenty of just of your inner sanctuary. Move in there, because they will start to, if anything, it could be psychological warfare that can just start to do what it's intended to do on the most negative side. I hate to mention it like this because, but we are in the middle of it, Huns. We are in the middle of it. See, with the Mars, we are in the middle of it being in Pisces we are in the middle of everybody. It's up in the air. Will you please tune yourselves in to love and the truth? Tune yourselves in wherever you are. Try to tune yourselves in on whole different possibility than the war scenario. The horror that is actually here, hand in hand with, right on the fringes, we see us trying to pull away and say, boy, hard to keep our vibrational frequency on high, because it's much more complex than just running for money and doing the temporal materialist fill of time, which is destructive. If you really look at it, you can be very upset about these kinds of very immature. It's really spiritually, mentally, and even physically immature. But it's there, and it's the plague of the earth right there. I mean, along with academia that just runs your intellect into the ground as far as what can really happen here. You're just now chasing carrots, right? And welcome to the machine.